So I want to thank everybody for coming to Midwood Smokehouse last week to join SQLHA and Apparatus at the SQL Pass barbecue event. We were able to bring together a lot of different people from around the world, both from Australia, Europe, and around the United States, and really showcase some of the great food that Charlotte has. You know, one of the things with me being a Charlotte native, and I always talk about this when I'm around in Seattle at the SQL Pass, is no one knows good barbecue. So I wanted to thank everybody for coming to the event. It was a great event. SQL Pass, we had over 5,000 people there. I know that everybody got to enjoy that. That was a great event. But one of the things I wanted to do is talk with Zach about a little bit more about what Apparatus does and how we're partnered and how we're actually helping clients together bring different solutions and options to those organizations. So Zach, do you want to talk a little bit about Apparatus and what you guys do?
Absolutely. So Apparatus is a managed IT solutions company. So we provide both managed services as well as on the consultancy and professional services side, which really provides a nice mix because we can go in, look at an environment, evaluate what needs to be done, and then conduct the work and execute and implement. Once that implementation is done, we don't necessarily want to leave. We want to stay around. We want to be there. We want to make sure what we built works and works as efficiently and as effectively as it can for the client. So that's where our managed services come into play, and it allows us to have a long-term interaction and engagement with the client to make sure that they're getting what they need out of their data.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things that is occurring in the industry is managed services and really the growth of data and how those are really evolving over time. Because when you think about the growth of data, everybody is taking pictures, texting, and the amount of data, the credit card transactions that they're taking, the amount of data that I'm creating today is enormous. And one of the challenging things that I see out there in the enterprises today is the data growth is going like this, but the talent to support those systems is not necessarily out there. And that's sort of where managed services I see as a good fit. I mean, what are you seeing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the challenge is, as you mentioned, the data that's out there, it's being stored right now. It's not being leveraged. And how do we get our hands on it? It's much more than just a weekly report showing sales by day, right? We need to get the information of what's driving the sales, what's behind the scenes, and having the people that are familiar with data and comfortable with data to be able to take it to that next level and help not only understand what are the drivers, but where will we be and what do we need to do to leverage those drivers. It's that understanding that allows companies to really find the power in their data.
Yeah, and really taking that data to the next level. Because when we're in the SQL Serve community, SQLHA deals with helping companies with designing scalable solutions, highly available, as well as consolidation, better leveraging your resources. But at the same time, you guys are in the weeds, understanding the data, helping the enterprises actually realize the value of their data.
Absolutely, and the great thing about data problems is that they're scalable. So not every data problem is the same. In fact, every data problem is very different. But the logic is very transferable and can be used. A retail environment might have a very interesting solution that might apply to an industrial situation. So that knowledge and that core understanding of how data works and what are the tools that we have to interact with the data is really scalable in a way that it makes it much more efficient for the client to reach out, grab a data scientist, a data expert, and use that on a short-term or more ongoing basis, as opposed to trying to build an in-house staff focused on that single effort.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things that happened at SQL Pass was they talked about the next generation of tools that are coming online. They're actually just releasing R2 for Windows and System Center, but SQL 2014 is not too far behind that. Lots of great tools in there with Column Store and Hackathon or in-memory, which provides great analytical opportunities to really speed the delivery of information back to the end user. How are you guys looking at the things that are coming right around the corner?
Absolutely. So we're always looking at what's next, right? We want to make sure that we play in the new spaces so that we're up to date and that we're taking advantage of the latest technology. The in-memory analytics is big for us because it speeds up to a degree that we haven't had before, our ability to prototype and POC and to see what can work in a quick environment without completely building a new data model. So being able to quickly design a new database model or a dimensional model without having to go through the rigor that we used to is huge with the column restore, and then to prove it out with in-memory analytics with a visualization tool makes it much faster for us to take it to the client, see if they like it, and if they do, we can make it much more robust.
Yeah. So I mean, all these are great things, and it sort of brings back to, thank you for coming to really our event last week. It was a great success. We had over 60 people at the dinner. Then a lot of you went on to SQL Pass to speak, to meet friends that you haven't seen for a year. And we'll see everybody in Seattle next year. And I want to thank you guys for participating and partnering with us to allow us to do things that we weren't able to do a year ago, especially on the business intelligence and the managed services side.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks.